You ever notice how every few years somebody tries to drag Black Americans into a fight we never signed up for? Not a meeting, not a strategy session, not even a group chat, a fight. And they do it like we're the nation's emergency moral responders. Like whenever something goes left, Black folks are supposed to suit up, show up, and save the day with our bodies, our voices, and our lives. That's exactly what happened with this Renee Good situation. White activist in Minneapolis, heavy into anti-ICE work, gets killed by an ICE agent. Tragic, serious, worth investigating. But before the facts even settle, before the dust clears, here comes the Philadelphia Black Panther Party in full costume, beret tight, rifles out, talking about how they would have protected her, how they would have prevented harm, how they were ready to stand guard. And just like that, Black people as a group got volunteered. Nobody asked us, nobody checked if we ever wanted to be part of this storyline. We just got drafted.
All power to the people. Chairman Paul Burton reporting for Active Community Defense Duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us. And Black Panthers only stand for Black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than Black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and Blacks from all over the world working together to fight oppression. Again, the Black Panthers stood with the Mexicans, stood with the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, stood with the Japanese, the Vietnamese. The Black Panthers did a whole campaign to end the Vietnam War because they stood with Vietnam. So for you guys who are talking all of this gibberish about, oh, you guys aren't following traditions of the original, who do you think our leaders are? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther, right? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther who walked with Huey Newton. That's our leadership. And Billy Che Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right-hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not Black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe, no matter what your ethnicity is. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. You telling us what we're supposed to be doing as Black Panthers, and you don't know the first thing about a Black Panther. All power to the people, though.
Let's be honest though, Renee Good was moving in ways most Black people cannot. She confronted ICE directly, blocked vehicles, escalated situations. Black folks don't get to do that and walk away. We don't get the benefit of the doubt. We get the benefit of the bullet. That's not just my opinion. This is a well-recorded American history. So when these new age so-called Black Panthers appear out of nowhere and say, if we were there, nobody would have gotten touched, what they really mean is we're willing to put Black bodies between white activists and the state. And that's a wild promise to make on our behalf. Because if Black people behaved the way Renee did, we wouldn't be having debates. We'll be planning funerals.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you that when I put a hole in their chest the size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace, that's what's gonna happen. They touch me. A woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. We're accountable. The Black Panther Party from South Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means if shotgun shells are shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly.
So the crisis actors are out, family. Again, the crisis actors are coming out. They see that we're not coming out. They see we're not protesting. They see we staying home. Black Americans staying home. They're minding their business. So what they're going to do is have the crisis actor or cosplayers come and use our plight, our Black Panther plight, to come and cosplay as us. This is how badly they want us to go out there, right? And so not only are they using that plight, they doing everything that's against the Black Panthers. This is nothing like the Black Panthers of the old. Members of the original Black Panther Party have long insisted that the newer party is illegitimate, with many declaring there is no new Black Panther Party. The original Panthers, founded in 1960 by Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, dissolved in 1982. The quote-unquote new Black Panther Party, allegedly, again, this is not just saying alleged, founded in the 1990s, the NBPP has been widely criticized as a separate extremist organization, with the Southern Poverty Law Center and other organizations designated as an H group. Original Panthers argue that the NBPP has discarded their original. The original ideology, right? Original BPP in America. The original Black Panther Party was a revolutionary organization that sought to change American society fundamentally rather than simply separating from it. They advocated for community control, and their 10-point program demanded decent housing, education, and the end to police brutality, often focusing on the right of Black Americans as residents of the United States. So this was us centralizing on ourselves. They're not going out there for no other group, especially for no white, respectfully, for no white teen woman that got, right? So what are they doing over there? But let's keep it going. The distinction between the original 1960s era Black Panther Party and the new Black Panther Party is a point of contention, often highlighted by surviving original members who maintain that the two organizations had completely different ideologies and goals. Of course, there's links to this, family, but I don't have time to click the links. I know this is AI over, but there's links to this. My point is, these people are not Black Americans. These people, I don't know who these people are. I don't know who this new Black Panther Party is. This got nothing to do with the original Black Panther. Everything they're doing is against the Black Panther Party.
But here's where it gets even more bizarre. Birdsong is on camera bragging about using his own money to feed struggling Black folks in Philly. Meanwhile, migrants touch down and get housing, legal aid, health care, and a benefits package that will make a veteran blink twice. So let me get this straight. Black Americans whose ancestors built the country are surviving off community donations, but the people we're being asked to march for gets government support on arrival. And on top of that, they hijacked Say Her Name, a phrase created for Black women killed by police, to use it for a white activist. This is the type of cosplay they want us to accept as solidarity. You cannot ask Black Americans to be the moral backbone of movements that don't even guarantee us the basics. You cannot demand our bodies in the street when our people are still sleeping in them. And you definitely cannot borrow our language, grief, and struggle like it's an open source software.
Black Panthers, Black Panthers, Black Panthers. Lord have mercy. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people takes on the guy that's a Black Panther. They're talking about we need to do something to ICE and all that other stuff because what happened to that white woman. But we ain't falling for it. And you know who this guy remind me of? That dude by the name of Grandmaster Jay. Now, if y'all don't remember Grandmaster Jay,
the whole 9 yards, and then become the backbone for the military for a new Black nation.
What is the solution to all of this? And that's the last
The solution is very simple. We file a Declaration of Liberation, declaring every African-American descendant of slavery a political prisoner here in the United States and that was affected by the Portuguese slave trade. And then after that, the United States has a choice. Either A, carve us a piece of land out here, we'll take Texas and let us do our own thing, or don't stop us when we exit this out of here and go somewhere where they will give us our own land to build our own nation.
What is your name and what is the...
I'm the official Grandmaster Jay. I created the NFAC.
All right, and how long have the organization been in existence?
We don't give that information out. Just how we'll tell you this, we're all ex-military. We're all very disciplined. We're all expert shooters. We don't want to talk no more. We don't want to negotiate. We don't want to sing songs. We don't bring signs to a gunfight. We're an eye for an eye organization. So when they decide to act right, we'll decide to act right. And we do.
he was the guy that had this quote-unquote militia called INFAC. INFAC stand for Not Fucking Around Coalition. Now, y'all probably remember around the time Breonna Taylor got unalive, God rest her soul. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to her family. But they came out with a militia time. They were going to do some things to some white folks and some police and stuff like that. When I first saw it, I was like, it don't sound right to me. It just really don't. And during that time, I was around some Black organizations that was believing this shit. I'm like, hold on now. Y'all understand COINTELPRO. Y'all read all the books on how the Black Panthers got dismantled. Y'all read all the books about how Malcolm X got infiltrated. And y'all believe this dude got on national TV and talking about he was going to do with the police and nothing ain't happened to him during that time. Then it was so crazy. I remember that the people that was joining the movement to Kentucky, they were having like a big protest out there in Kentucky. So they invited all the niggas around the world that can carry guns legally to come out there and protest with them. Peep game. Some majority of the people that was out there had to fill out an application form. And they had to put the type of gun they have and the serial number on the sheet, on the application. That didn't ring a bell. I'm telling my partner, I'm like, why you gonna put your serial number down for? Why you need all that for? And it's just a protest. Turns out, dude was a Fed. I believe he was a Fed. People say, well, he's in jail. Well, why we haven't heard from him? He ain't send no words of encouragement to the people. Nobody in his family said something that he doing all right. Then, in case in point, that dude named Oso in Orlando that unalived that police officer a couple years. I think his name was Oso or something. He unalived a police officer a couple years ago. Well, when he was on the run, he ran to one of the compounds of Infiltration. And somebody told on him, leaked the information, told him where he was. But keep in mind, that dude Grandmaster J was a Fed anyway. He was an undercover agent anyway. So he probably already told, he probably ran over here. He over there somewhere. Or he probably contacted somebody that run that compound or that land where they found Oso with that unalived that police officer. Tell you, man. So I'm happy black people ain't falling for this fake Black Panther dude. It was funny when I first saw it. But I had to listen to different takes of people. Because I was trying to make sure, like, I hope these niggas ain't finna fall for this Black Panther guy like they fell for this other dude, Grandmaster J. But anyway, y'all be safe and y'all have a good one.
With the Black Immigrant Party, when you have more YT people excited about you than the community that the original Black Panthers like began in terms of trying to support and fight, then you know you done fucked up. Like, you know, you're not on mission, you're not on code, you're not fighting for your ethnic group anymore. You're fighting for the people who are happy to see you. When you have more YT people, I'm about to show this in a second. Look, watch this. You know what's bad? When you go on the Black Panthers post and the most people celebrating them are YT people. That means they've lost sight of, like, they've been infiltrated and they've lost sight of, like, where the grassroots movement is and where the people are. The people are the ethnic Black Americans. That's what the Black Panthers originated fighting and start for. You guys want to be like, oh, well, they had all these other groups, but they had these other groups. They named the other groups, and the other groups were responsible for fighting for their own communities. The issue that I have is, number one, these people were kind of quiet for a while. They were posting, but all of a sudden they blew up as soon as this YT woman gets unalived. But there's police brutality happening in all of our ethnic Black American communities. There's so many things that we need in our own communities, and yet their main focus and their main objective right now, and where they're getting their highlights and where they're like really gung-ho about, is ICE. How come you don't have the Young Lords going out there for ICE? How come you don't have the Yellow Peril going out there for ICE? How come you don't have other groups that the Black Panthers have set up going out to support their people? So YT people are so excited to see him because they're like, oh, now we won't have to be Renee Good anymore. Now we don't have to be scared, because what it is, everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. And everybody's cowards. And they don't want to do anything. And before, when we used to fight, it was we were violent and we were criminals and we were all this stuff. And so now that they're realizing when we don't fight, they have to man up or woman up, and they're getting unalived. So now they don't want that. They want us to get unalived. So they want to send us out there. And here comes this Caribbean second generation Caribbean immigrant, like, oh, wow, we'll do it. Let's sign everybody up. Let's sign everybody up. So all of a sudden you're starting to recruit. You're starting to recruit ethnic Black Americans. Don't you dare send your children out to recruit for these people. This is a Democratic operative, or I don't know what it is, but it's not right. I don't even understand how he got 78,000 followers and he's only been posting since like April of last year. And maybe the Black Panther Party is just that lit, but I just am going to be very suspicious if majority of the people celebrating this are white people. And then after white people, it's Hispanics. And then they're recruiting nationwide. Y'all better wake up. Like, they are really trying to infiltrate, and they are really trying to create, like, they really are trying to drag us into something that we are not a part of. We have nothing to do with ICE. They need to stand up. Hispanics, Asians, Caribbean people, Africans who are getting deported by ICE, their people who are citizens need to stand up and fight for them. Stop trying to drag us into this. Now, the so-called leader of this Black Panther movement, he is a Caribbean immigrant. And that's fine, but he should say that. Stop cosplaying like you're an ethnic Black American when you're not. Just say, I'm a Caribbean immigrant and this is something that touches my soul and I can relate to this and I'm going to fight for my people. But stop trying to cosplay like you're Black American when you're not. And stop trying to drag us into a fight that's not ours.
From Black Panther Party to Whack Panther Party, same outfits, less purpose, zero benefits. Now let's talk about Tendernism, because the Culture Debrief didn't just jump on this story late. We've been tracking this from the beginning. From the moment that Black pitmaster's personality went viral, from the moment his catchphrase became a cultural moment, from the moment his Black charisma started carrying the restaurant's brand on its back, we clocked it early. This wasn't just barbecue. This was Black American cultural production. His Black American voice, his Black American style, his Black American humor, his Black American presence, that's what made the place pop. That's what made people care. And that's what made the brand feel alive. But we also said something else from the start. When Black American culture creates the value, somebody else usually tries to own it. And now here we are, the boiling point. We're just finding out that the white owner has officially trademarked Tendernism. The white Armenian owner, a man who's culturally galaxies away from Black America. And let's be very clear about what a trademark actually is, because some people are acting like it's some compliment. A trademark is a claim, okay? It says this belongs to me, I control it, I profit from it, you need my permission. Which means the Black man who created the phrase now needs approval to use the words that came out of his own mouth.
So allegedly, they have fired Unc from Destination Smokehouse, Mr. Tenderism himself. That's what I said. Allegedly, they had fired Unc from the Tenderism Destination Smokehouse, because all he was the face of it anyway. Because of Keith Lee, we found out that y'all was already cutting the meat off the bone to make it tender. Sides ain't hitting on nothing, but the oxtails were good, and we don't even know who was cooking them because it wasn't Unc. But come to find out, he done got rid of Unc to try to steal the trademark Tenderism. That's right. It has been noted that he has tried to obtain the Tenderism trademark under two different names. I think it was one person with a Diamond Smokehouse and Destination Smokehouse. And when you go to see who these people are, they are owned by the same person. That's right. So the owner of Destination Smokehouse knows now that we see through all the smoke and mirrors, he's trying to steal the Tenderism logo, trademark or whatever, so Unc can't get it. But another lawyer has already beaten him to the punch and is trying to find Unc, because the lawyer has got secured the Tenderism trademark, and all Unc has to do is put a face with the name. But we all know it's a bunch of bullshit now, so them sales is finna go down. I don't care what that owner do, we would never look at the Destination Smokehouse the same. I don't care if he brought Unc back or not. We all know now that he took advantage of Unc and he was treating him bad, was not treating him fairly, using him, kind of like they did Aunt Jemima in that syrup, because he knew if he put Unc as the Tenderism trademark or the face of Tenderism, and we saw Unc up there with that meat barbecue, we was going to automatically think that this was a man, a Black African-American man that could really cook and throw down on some oxtails. He was smart, but not smart enough. Now the cat's been let out the bag thanks to Keith Lee. Now he wants to try to steal the trademark of Tenderism for Unc. You know what I'm saying? I hope he don't get away with this, but I bet you his restaurant finna close, slap down. Don't nobody want your tough ass meat and them bad ass sides. And the only thing you got going for you is them oxtails, and you always run out of them anyway. And who cooking that food anyway?
And what makes this worse is that we here at the Culture Debrief saw it coming. While some people were saying we were reaching, we watched the shift happen in real time. First came Tendernism, the culture loved it, the people embraced it, the phrase went viral. Then the cancelism entered the chat. As soon as questions about ownership came up, and we weren't wrong for that, by the way, but the focus shift from the concerns we were raising to Black people's tone. The conversation went from why does a white man own a Black cultural moment to why are y'all so mad? Why are y'all making it racial? Why can't we just enjoy the food? Whenever Black folks challenge extraction, the response isn't accountability, it's discipline. Like, oh, relax, be grateful, don't cause division, let's focus on unity. Unity for who? Because unity without ownership is just participation in your own exploitation.
Now I understand why Mr. Tenderism is being treated the way that he's being treated. We're going to take this thing all the way back to 2019 before COVID, right? So Nick's father owned a coffee shop, right? His father passed away. Nick took over the coffee shop, named it Destination Coffee Bar. So one day, Walter Johnson, a.k.a. Mr. Tenderism, him and his wife came into the establishment and they were talking to Nick's mom, right? And so they were telling Nick's mom, you know, he's from New Orleans, he makes this great gumbo, et cetera, et cetera. So Nick asks his mom, who is she talking to? She tells him, this is an older gentleman, he makes great gumbo, he's from New Orleans, et cetera, et cetera. The following day, Mr. Tenderism, a.k.a. Mr. Johnson, shows up at the coffee bar. Before the shop is even open, he is standing out there with a chef jacket on. And Nick is like, yo, what are you doing? You know, I haven't talked this over with my mom yet. Let me talk this over with my mom, and we'll call you back tomorrow. Nick calls him back. He starts working at the coffee shop. He starts making his gumbo. They start selling the gumbo out the coffee shop. Couple months pass, COVID happens, right? So they shut down for 2 months. They reopen, and Walter, a.k.a. Mr. Tenderism, has this idea that they should start selling barbecue out the coffee shop. After they started selling barbecue at the coffee shop, fast forward 2 years later, they take coffee off the menu completely because the barbecue was selling so well. Now, fast forward a couple years from that point to the point we're at today. It's no longer Destination Coffee Bar. It is Destination Smokehouse. He's the owner. His mother is clearly the co-owner. Mr. Tenderism is an employee. Even in this interview, he says he's responsible for marketing. Now, don't get me wrong. He gives him a lot of credit in this interview. He also credits him on some type of situation that him and his wife were having that Mr. Tenderism was able to help him with. So now it makes sense why Destination Smokehouse moves the way that they move. It's because he volunteered his services to this man. And in return, this man made millions off of him. Now I finally understand the full picture. Now I don't even care no more. That man did that to himself. All them great ideas that you had that you was giving this man, he took it and capitalized on it. And you still remained an employee, no matter what. Or head of marketing. That's why you don't see Mr. Tenderism in the videos no more, no nothing. Mr. Tenderism back home. We don't need you no more. We got the product, we got the recipe, we making the meats. We don't need you no more. Now it all makes sense.
And now we've reached the final stage, colonialism. The culture created the value, the owner captured the rights, the paperwork sealed the deal. Black creativity, non-Black ownership. Black charisma, non-Black monetization. Black culture, non-Black control. Same formula, different industry. And this isn't new for Armenians like the owner of Destination Smokehouse. You know the Kardashians. They didn't build an empire on Armenian traditions either. Their fame and multi-million-dollar fortune is built on their proximity to Black American culture, Black American men, Black American aesthetics, Black American music, and spaces. And now we're watching the same blueprint play out again. Black flavor, white paperwork, somebody else owns the moment. This is why the Culture Debrief has been on the story from day one, because we understand the pattern. Black people don't just make things cool, we make them valuable, but somebody else usually makes them profitable. And the Tendernism Trademark isn't just about barbecue. It's about ownership, it's about power, it's about who gets to control Black culture culture after it leaves Black hands. This is what people mean when they say Black faces get used in spaces that don't benefit Black people. We bring the energy, they bring the contracts. We bring the culture, they bring the lawyers. And then we're told to be grateful that our creativity got recognized. Recognized by who? The person who now owns it? So no, this isn't about food. It isn't about vibes. It isn't about cancel culture. It's about the same old story. Black culture creates the moment, somebody else owns the moment, and we're expected to just clap. But the Culture Debrief isn't clapping, we're clocking it. So this has been FBA Gatekeeping Weekly. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I talk about Black news all the time, so just stick around and support.